Hello, everyone. Um, this is pre-recorded because um, I just didn't want to have a live, like anything throwing me off from what I wanted to say. But I'll probably be in the chat when I put this live stream out. Um, so where do I begin? I'm still processing something, and when things happen to me, or I know about things, or like, or Christmas comes, like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, like surprises, or I know information, I always want to get it out, especially if it's something that I've experienced or that I go through, because like that, I mean, that's why I named my channel Save Robbie. I like to run my mouth. Whether I'm right or wrong, I like to get things out of my system because I don't like holding them in. And I wanted to explain something and kind of address something with myself that I know has been an issue, but I really haven't done anything about it. And this year has been full of like eye-opening scenarios. I don't know when it's going to stop. I don't know if it will, but gather around and I will. I'll get started.
No, no chance, dance. No, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Give me second chances. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow!
No, I have talked. I've talked to a few of my close friends and about this, and not in detail. And I don't want to go like completely full in detail. Um, but I feel almost like one on one, like embarrassed to like tell details. I feel more comfortable doing it this way. And, some of them had told me, don't go talk about that on YouTube, or, go talk to a counselor about it and stuff like that. And honestly, like the counseling that I was going through, it was nice. Obviously, it ended with my work. I I do good getting things off my chest, and people have even said, people will drag you for this or throw it in your face, but it's something that, I mean, I'm aware of that, and I mean, I am comfortable talking about things in front of a big group. Like when I was younger, throughout my whole life, I was always nervous if it was normally my Aunt Sally or my mom that would say, "Hey," it'd be a big family get together. They'd say, "Hey, sing for everyone." And that would be embarrassing because, there's not a lot of people there. When I was in, plays, and when I was in choir and like musicals and stuff, during rehearsals, I was always very quiet. I didn't give my all, but come like showtime and time, premiere night and all that, people would come up to me and be like, "Where did that come from?" And it's because I feel more comfortable in front of big groups of people than I do just a couple or a small group. It's how I operate. Um, and so, with that being said, I'm just going to say, I joke, I joke a lot, and it's not funny about being promiscuous, sleeping with a lot of people, all that kind of stuff, because it is that is a way that I enjoy living my life. However, um, it does come with, obviously, there's STDs and stuff like that, which you should always get yourself checked and be careful. And, I've bragged lately about how, I've been hooking up with a lot of people. And I bragged because it has been fun. It has. I've enjoyed it for the most part. And Um, this this week, I ran into a situation that I've never experienced in my life. I've only heard people talk about it. I've always questioned people when they talk about it, and like I know why they talk about it because like I I don't want to like keep it inside, and people have encouraged me to do that just the couple days that they've known, and I am I'm not reporting this for many different reasons that I don't want to say, and I'm not going to name names. I don't even know this guy's name. So I'll start from the beginning. So me, and I won't say the other friend's name either. We'll just call him John. John and I were fooling around. John is my friend slash, fuck buddy that I've had for quite a while now. And he's a bottom. I'm obviously a top. And, we were feeling frisky. And so John was like, hey, it'd be really hot to invite another top over. And I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be fun. So instead of like inviting one that I knew, I got on, one of the gay apps, dating hookup apps, and I found one. We'll just call him Harry. And Harry, agreed, was like, yeah. And I showed him both of our pictures. He knew I was a top, the other guy's a bottom. And come on over. Well, when he gets here, he's speaking in like, I want to say like a Middle Eastern accent. I was like, oh, that's weird. But then he started talking just in it like my accent, like regular. I was like, oh, very strange right off the bat. And he immediately is really rude to my friend, John. So we go in the bedroom. This guy cannonballs in between me and John and literally pushes John off the bed, like scoots him away, and is like, this guy's talking to himself the whole time, by the way. Crazy. Talking to himself in different accents, just being very strange. And he was, you know, going for me like aggressively. Like he was, I'm going to be blunt here and trigger warning, like he was going to top me. And when he did that, I was like, oh, I'm a top, right? I'm not a bottom. And he kind of just still stayed in the same spot where he was behind me. So my friend John is like, you know what, guys? I'm going to go. I'm tired. And he took off. I think it was because, well, I know it was because the other guy made him feel left out and was really rude to him. I kid you not, as soon as John left, Harry jumped on top of me like a lion. He wasted no time. Um, and he was, forcing himself as a top towards me. I'll try not to be graphic. And I was like, I'm not a bottom. And like I was laughing and he was not. And he kept going. And he was very aggressive and uh crazy and pretty violent actually, like when it comes to like choking, pinning, going as far as pulling my shoelace off my shoe to tie my hands. And he is really buff, like really strong. He has like football player legs. And I mean, I saw the devil in his eyes, like evil. And so I figured, well, shit, I think I'm just gonna die either way, because really that's what I thought. The way he was acting, he was saying crazy things like he said something like, after 2 years, I deserve this. And he was saying weird things like maybe this is some guy that maybe I had brushed off in the past, or because even when my friend John was here, he was like, I'm sorry, I'm all over your friend, but I've been after him for a while. And I'm like, what? I don't recall ever talking to you, like seeing his picture or anything. So clearly he was aware of me on, probably the dating apps or I don't know where, because he also said, just out of nowhere, he was like, that's my favorite channel. And I had my Save Robbie pillows on the bed. So I was like, wait, what's your favorite channel? And he was like talking while he was, you know, doing the things he was doing to me. So obviously, I mean, I was like, okay, I invited this guy over. I bottomed way in the past, and I'm just going with it. And then he'll leave because I was really tired, and I kept telling him that. And this went on for hours, and I was like, dude, I'm really tired. And he kept forcing it, like not letting me out of the situation. And so I felt like I invited that in, but again, like even if I said, ow, like slow down, he would go harder and laugh. And like just the crazy sociopathic traits that I saw in this guy, I was like, okay, well, fuck, if I fight back, I'm probably just gonna get beat up and killed, or I had a lot of thoughts going through my head. And so eventually, um, I won't go into like super detail about the whole thing, but it was exhausting. Uh, it was not um, consensual, and it was a miserable couple of hours. And when he left, he asked if he could have one of my wire hangers, and I was like, yeah, if you could find one. And so he got a wire hanger. He said he locked his keys in his car, and I was like, okay, that's weird, but I just wanted him to leave. He took my favorite hat, my favorite pair of gym shorts, and on the way out, here, I'll show you. I ordered these extra locks you put on your door, and you have to have both of them on there for them to work because they're adhesive. And when he left, I heard him leave. And so, see, I still have one left here. And what they do is they go over your door like that. But this one's not going to work by itself. It's not strong enough. He slammed he ripped the door open. That one comes flying off. So he broke the lock off my door. And as soon as he did, like I ran to the door and locked it. And like I'm still processing it, and just I wanted to get it out of my system because like I haven't felt like myself, and I've never had anything like that happen to me. And thinking about it, living the lifestyle I've been living, I was like, okay, what do I expect? Do I expect everything to go good when I'm bragging about having strangers in my house? Like eventually you're gonna come across some crazy people. And I have, but not that crazy. And he said also like on his way, he said he was driving to Tennessee. Just a whole he's weird. While he was doing the things he was doing to me, he started like screaming out loud. He's like, I'm a Southern person. And when he did accents, he did almost like every accent under the sun. He did it perfectly. And he even told me, he was like, yeah, I have 30 people living inside of me. And that's another reason I was like, oh, fuck, I ain't fighting back this motherfucker. Um, and the reason I'm sharing that with you guys is because it does feel good to get it out more in detail rather than one on one. That it's kind of embarrassing. And also, if you're not a bottom and you're not prepared, that's also embarrassing. And like he was shaming me for that. And I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck do you expect? I'm not a bottom, dude. You expect me to be clean down there? Um, yeah, it was a mind fuck. and it still is. And it does feel good to get it off my chest. And I don't know if he knows my channel or what, but like I'm not doing anything legal about it. I'm very like I'm just surprised that somebody, every time somebody talks about, they didn't take no for an answer, I'm like, oh please, you could have fought him off. Because I've never experienced anything like that. I didn't like think it was possible for a guy to experience something like that. And I was wrong. And it's a really weird feeling because of course I need to be responsible about who comes in my home and the things that I invite into my life, and maybe the type of lifestyle that I live. Now, one thing he did say, um, he was talking about when he was talking about like after 2 years, like I deserve this and stuff. He also said something about HIV, and that's another reason that like it. I'm like, wait, is he like purposely? Is he angry? Like, is he infected and wanting to spread? So I don't know. So you have to wait like 3 to 6 months to for that normally to show up in your system. But obviously, I'll get checked for other STDs and stuff. And I know the haters will run with this, but it feels good to talk about because I just like Gladys has been there for me. Um, Nikki, Amber, Lokomai, um, many different people. Stacy, Siren even even mailed me pepper spray, and I know God was watching over me because my friend Nick, he texts me and he's like, "Did I leave my? I left my key ring there." Uh, and it had pepper spray on it, and like it was because he saw that guy was weird. Um, but thank you, Siren, for mailing me the pepper spray, and I think that's all I really wanted to share about it. For a while, like every sound I heard, I was checking my peephole, and it's so strange how stuff like that can happen. It's and like in the comfort of like your own apartment. And I think what kind of finally made him leave was I kept saying like, "Shh, be quiet," like because he was being really loud. And I was like, my neighbor, the walls are not very thick. He's gonna like call the cops or something. And I think that's kind of what made him leave. So, um, I also wanted to share that because I do take my health seriously and my safety, and living irresponsibly like that and joking about being promiscuous and all that kind of stuff, it kind of opens my eyes to that. Because, I mean, he was very good looking, but made me realize like the a lot of these people are just there for the sex, and so am I. But I've also made friendships through some of these people. They're good people. Um, it just made me open my eyes to being more responsible. So that felt good to get off my chest. And thank you guys for listening. And thank you to the ones who have listened to me um, outside of YouTube venting about it and just processing it. I I'm not like I'm not injured or anything. Obviously, you're not prepared to be, to put it bluntly, fucked in your ass with a huge penis when you don't want to. And when you're not a bottom, uh, I think I'm just more like in shock about it. Like, did that really just happen? Like in my own like bed. It's just strange. So be careful, be safe. This year has been full of one thing after another, and this was just kind of like, I'm like, God, are we done yet? And God's like, no, are you done yet? Because I'm not blaming myself. However, that wouldn't happen if I wouldn't take candy from strangers, so to speak. I was taught that as a kid, and it's for a reason. So I hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for listening. Bye.
No, no chance, no, no dance, no chance, no dance, no chance. Don't give me second chances.